yeah.
I'm Jeff Brandon along with Alan Raleigh, folks, and welcome to Noristown Eagle football. Alan, tonight the Eagles taking on a William Tennet Panthers squad that's coming off a loss last week, but more importantly, the Eagles coming off 3 straight league losses. Certainly not something that we would have expected 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago when we saw them beat Plymouth Whitemarsh here at home. That game, a big win for Noristown after they defeated Bishop Kenrick in their season opener. Noristown was ranked second. Philadelphia Inquirer Southeastern PA poll. What happened?
Well, I think as with any young team, it's a problem of inconsistency. Noristown, as you said, has lost 3 straight games, but really they've been competitive in 75 to 80% of those contests throughout. I think it's a question. In past years, Noristown has been a senior-dominated squad. Here, they're going with a lot of juniors and sophomores, and it's just something Noristown's only going to get better as the season goes on.
Now, I didn't see those 3 away losses because those 3 consecutive losses to North Penn, Council Rock, and Neshaminy were away games. But that last game against Plymouth Whitemarsh here at home, the Eagles looked fantastic. They looked absolutely great. It'll be interesting to see how they play this evening.
That's right. And Noristown, as you said, there's 2 struggling teams here. Noristown's never lost 4 in a row during Roger Grove's tenure, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here tonight. Let's go down to the field now, and we'll take on the opening kickoff.
Troy Mitchell, 84. David Nelk, 87. And Jim King, 89.
Noristown kicks off deep. Fine kick by Wennick, taken at the 10-yard line by the Panthers. Up through the middle on the wedge, get up to the 32-yard line, where the Eagle defensive squad brings them down, and the Panthers will start 1st and 10 from their own 32. Once again, folks, I'm Jeff Brandon, joined by Alan Raleigh and Walt Fry, and this game being brought to you by the Noristown Area School District. We're just underway here in the first quarter. We'll set the offense and defense for you shortly, folks. Conditions here at Roosevelt Field are excellent. It's about 55 degrees here at game time. Crystal clear skies, just a little bit of wind. Should be good football tonight. Off right tackle, number 42 for William Tennet. We've got a flag early. That was Bernie Jones on the carry. He only picked up a yard, but let's see what the flag is. Personal foul, Noristown. Well, that doesn't bode too well here. Our first play of the game, the Eagles called for a personal foul.
Personal foul against Noristown.
So, mark off 15 yards and excellent field position for the Panthers. So, Walt, now they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. I didn't catch who that infraction was called against. Obviously, someone a little rough after the play was dead.
Well, I'm sure that's not the way they wanted to start off after those 3 losses. I'm sure they wanted to start off a little better than that, but we'll see if they can hold them here.
Tennet out of the I formation, up the middle that time for about 4 yards. Jones again, starting at quarterback for Tennet, number 12, Brian Welsh, and joining Jones in the backfield, number 44, Tom Hotham. Across the line for Tennet, number 66, Bill Balso, number 73, Matt Vance, number 63 at center, Eric Brown, number 54, Jeff Gross, number 67, Charlie Kenair, and at tight end, number 89, Jim King. 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. Just inside Eagle territory at the Eagle 48-yard line. Once again off the right side. This time good for about 2.5 more before being brought down by Noristown. Hotham at that time on the carry, number 44 for William Tennet. I'll make it 3rd down, and let's call it a long 3, just about 4 yards. We'll get you those Eagle defensive starters shortly. Final starter for William Tennet at wide receiver, number 84, Troy Mitchell. Joined at split end by number 87, David Nelk. And Noristown drawn off sides. We'll see if they call encroachment, but that time number 78 for Noristown. Vinny Katagnis came crashing through the line prior to the snap. Well, that's what you call an easy first down. And the Panthers will take it a lot easier than trying to pick up 4 on your own. Well, this is a nice drive sustained by penalties for William Tennet. Now they've got the ball at the Noristown 40-yard line. 3 mediocre runs from scrimmage, and they move the ball about 40 yards. There's the pitch around the right side to Jones. Good pursuit that time by Noristown, driven out of bounds by the Eagles' number 22, Mike Carroll, along with number 32, Marcus Smith. The Eagles have a lot of players going both ways this year, Walt, offensively and defensively. A lot of those speedsters in the Noristown backfield also play in the secondary for Noristown. Same thing across the line. Second and 9 situation for Tennet. Welsh this time to his left for the first time on the keeper. That time they tried to run the option, but good penetration by number 55, Bill Every, linebacker for Noristown. Great play by him. Sends Welsh for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 10. Those defensive starters for the Eagles. Across the front line, number 3, Priest Ramsey, number 61, Rich Romano, number 77, Chad Ochnick, number 78, Vinny Katagnis, number 44, Mike Evans. At linebacker, Bill Every and Marcus Smith. This time they set up out of the eye again. Man in motion. Flag on the play. It's going to be illegal motion, I think. Certainly not good for the first down. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play. We'll wait for the official's call. Well, it looks like it's going against William Tennet since they're consulting the Eagle captain. He takes the penalty. That's interesting. Shows some confidence in the defense there that they say they can hold them again on 3rd down. We'll see what the yardage is. All right, since that penalty was called before the play began, the motion penalty, Noristown, of course, had to take the 5 yards rather than take the down. Nice to have that whisper in my ear again from Alan Riley, that his many years of experience back here in the booth tonight. Quite a shock to all of us here. They hand off again, still don't go to the air. This time to the split end, number 87, Nelk.
Well, so far, it really doesn't look like Tennet has much of a passing game. I mean, I can't really judge, but they certainly haven't used it. Maybe they're just playing conservative right now and just judging to see what Noristown defense will do.
I mean, I agree with you. You got inside Eagle territory at their 40-yard line. You got 4th down and 15. You run the ball up the middle again. They haven't thrown the ball yet, but of course, Welsh was picked off 3 times last week in a losing effort. That may have something to do with it. The punt is up. It's a good one. Carroll's back deep. He lets it hit. Smart move on Mike Carroll's part as the ball rolls out of the end zone. The Eagles will start 1st and 10 at their 20.
That was a tremendous punt for a high school player. It looked like 87, David Nelk, who hit that. Hit it a long way.
Well, you were at some of those Eagle Road losses. If there's anything that you can say that would be descriptive of why they lost, what would you pick? 1 or 2 factors? What would they be?
Well, I saw the North Penn game. It was mostly just miscommunication in the backfield. The defense was good. I mean, they only allowed North Penn a touchdown. And North Penn does have some good players, but it was just miscommunication and just some bad play on the offense, and they just couldn't get it rolling.
That time the Eagles take the ball around the right side for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. In the backfield for Noristown at quarterback, number 8, Dave Sessa, number 32, Marcus Smith, number 42, John Ruttman, joined by number 22, Mike Carroll. Priest Ramsey will be your wide receiver. Dwayne Smith, number 4, your tight end. Our center, number 67, Dave Latanzi, joined across the line by number 65, Steve Clark, number 78, Vinny Katagnis. We'll get you those other 2 starters in just a moment. This time they go the other way to Carroll around the end. He cuts it up. Nice spin move that time to shake off a tackler. And Carroll goes forward. Give him another 4 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd down and about 3 to go. We've got 6:55 remaining in the first quarter. The Eagles with their first possession. Rounding out the offensive line for the Eagles, number 61, Rich Romano, number 77, Chad Ochnick. Carroll goes wide right.
And that's an interesting formation this time. They have Priest Ramsey out wide left. Carroll out as a wide receiver right.
It's going to be close. They ran the ball up the middle. Looked like Marcus Smith. No, it was Ruttman, pardon me, John Ruttman up the middle. First down, Norristown. That time Grove just trying to spread the defense out a little bit and ran it up the middle for 3 yards and got just enough for the first down.
So far, I see a lot of substitution tonight for Norristown. We give the starters, but there are lots of people in and out.
Same formation. The backs are in the I. We're going to have a penalty, delay a game. Norristown fails to get the snap off before the official calls delay a game. So there's the Norristown's third penalty of this contest so far. Brief contest, only 6 minutes into the ball game. And the Eagles have been penalized for 25 yards. Well, I know in that PW game we were impressed by the versatility of the Norristown offense, the fact that you had 3 excellent running backs, any of whom could do the job for you, and the fact that Sessa was not afraid to run the ball or put it in the air. It'll be interesting to see this evening how much of that versatility Roger Grove elects to use. Out of the I again to Ruttman, around the right side, and he's buried. Good pursuit by the Panthers. And on the tackle that time, number 63, Eric Brown. Give you the other starters for the Tennet defense. Number 77, Sean Bates, 67, Charlie Canair, and 66, Bill Balzo across the line. The linebackers are 87, David Nelk, 54, Jeff Gross, and 88, Kevin McCarthy. Number 42, Bernie Jones, is one of your safeties. The other is number 23, Guillermo Isaac. The Eagles on 2nd and long, go to the air, way overthrown. 10 yards beyond the nearest receiver. It looks like Dwayne Smith is arguing interference out there for Norristown.
I think that time Dave Sessa had nobody open and just overthrew all his receivers to avoid a sack or an interception.
I think even if there had been a little pushing and shoving, that ball was uncatchable. I doubt they would have called anything anyway. Now it brings up 3rd down and 16 for Norristown from their own 24-yard line. The clock is stopped with that incompletion. We have 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. Once again, that wide set. This time the draw play up the middle. Ruttman slips a tackle. He's got some open field. Oh, look at that guy run. I tell you, he picks up 16.5 yards, good for the first down, up to the 42-yard line of Norristown. Number 23, Guillermo Isaac, missed the tackle that time for the Panthers, and Ruttman with some beautiful moves to sneak free on that draw play. Beautiful.
We've said it before, he is tough to tackle, and if you do miss him, he's going to burn you.
Boy, I tell you, it makes Roger Grove look like a genius, doesn't it? 3rd and 16, he calls a draw, and Ruttman goes for 16.5. There's a flag, motion on Norristown. That'll be their 4th penalty of the game.
While we have this chance, I just want to give you somebody to watch on that Tennet line. Number 77, Sean Bates. We have him down here in the program as 6'6", 297 pounds.
Reminiscent of the Reinhardt days here at Norristown.
And no, he's not a senior, he's not a junior, he's a sophomore.
That time, illegal motion on the Norristown line. Looks like we have a new Eagle uniform this year. I don't know. We're not showing that right now, but maybe we'll get a glimpse of those new uniforms. Cheerleaders have new uniforms this year, too. Very impressive. I love it. Oh, that time looked like Ruttman tripped over the heels of Marcus Smith, who was out in front blocking. Now we've got to look at those Noristown cheerleaders and our new Noristown Eagle. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 for Noristown. This may be one of the slowest games we've ever done if we keep having all these penalties. Sessa rolls to his right, got a man open. I don't know who that was to, but it was way overthrown. Priest Ramsey, number 3, was your intended receiver.
It looked like just maybe 5 yards shorter. Marcus Smith might have been open too.
I think, Walt, there was some of that miscommunication you were talking about. Ramsey ran inside, Sessa went deep, went long with it.
Well, the talent is there. We've seen it before. It's just a matter of putting it together, and I'm not really quite sure what's happened this year, but just hasn't come together like in past.
All right, now we have 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15 for Noristown. Now, does Roger Grove go to John Ruttman again on the draw, or have we used up that trick already? Carroll wide right, Ramsey split to the left, out of the I formation. Sessa goes across the middle to Carroll, overthrown again, incomplete, and Noristown will have to punt, 4th down and 15.
Time Carroll looking for interference, but no call again.
That call anyway, that's a tough way to get the first down. Cutting cross, your man's only 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. He's got to run for the other 13. It was overthrown in any event. And the Eagle punting unit is in. Be 2 men back deep for William Tennet. They're going to try and set up a return early in this ball game. Scoreless, 3:40 to play in the first quarter.
Great play that time on special teams. Number 42, John Ruttman, brought down like number 14 that time on the return, Bob Rosenberger. No yardage gained on the return. If maybe could have even lost some. And a nice kick by Rob Wennick.
There's that new and improved Noristown band we've heard so much about this season. Welsh in at quarterback for the Panthers. Up the middle again. That time Jones bulls his way for about 4 yards, almost 5. We'll see where the officials spot it. Of course, the Panthers in their all-white uniforms with the red and black trim. Noristown in their blue jerseys with the white pants. Everybody in tight for the Panthers. Out of the eye, they keep it on the ground. Nice penetration by Noristown. Jones went over the left side that time. Marcus Smith was there to meet him, along with number 77, Chad Ochnick. Now we've got 3rd down again for William Tennet. 3rd down and a long 3. We'll call it just about 4 yards. There's the pitch to Jones around the right side. He's got some running room, close to the first down. I think he's got it. Looks like Mike Carroll over there on the tackle, along with Rich Romano, a couple other fellas. We've got an official's timeout. We're going to mark the ball and spot it. 1st down by about half a football length from the way it looks up here. So William Tennet does it on the ground. So the Panthers set up 1st and 10 from their 43-yard line. Receiver wide left. Up the middle again, Jones for another 5. Well, I guess they'll do it till Noristown shuts it down.
I've got to think that Tennent's limited offense is eventually going to wear out against Noristown. I mean, they do have a good defense, and just the running game, I don't think it's going to work all day.
It worked there. Bernie Jones really hit that hole off the left side, picked up, what, about 13, 14 yards on the carry. Yeah, well, you may be right in the long term. I think that eventually the Norristown defense is going to catch on to this offensive game plan. I mean, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and sooner or later, Tennent's going to have to go to the air, I think. But on that last play, Jones with a nice carry takes the ball into Norristown territory again, and they set up at the 38-yard line of Norristown, 1st and 10. Welsh to Jones again. They're just following that left guard. We're winding down here in the first quarter, Walt. Only 39 seconds to play, and Tennet has yet to put the ball into the air.
I'd like to see what they could do, because every time they run the ball, run that same play, number 55, Bill Every, is in the backfield and on Welsh every single time. But he's just getting the ball away. Now, if they're passing the ball, I've got to wonder if the quarterback would be sacked or not.
Jones that time picks up about 2 tough yards, make it 3rd down and 5, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, it looks like, as we're winding down under 10 seconds here. The ball's at the Norristown 35-yard line. And we're going to end the first quarter here and change sides. No score so far, folks, here on a beautiful evening at Norristown's Roosevelt Field. The 2-3 Eagles, 0-3 league this season. A little bit disappointing for Coach Roger Grove and his team so far. I know these Eagles are determined to come back here at home. They've got 4 straight games at home, including this one. They want some wins up on the board.